Now, Krishna condo owners are stuck right now, and most of them don't even realize how tight the situation really is. If you have bought a condo between 2021 and 2023, this video is going to hit hard on. Because right now, selling does not make sense. Renting barely makes sense with the cash flow out there, and even holding the property feels very big. So let's see what is actually happening. In today's video, I'm going to break down three hard truths about condo owners in Kitchener that they are facing right now. So in today's market, many cannot sell without taking a loss. And renting the unit does not even cover the monthly carrying cost on that one. And holding for a long term with current interest rate and condo fees, that strategy is getting more expensive every single month. But here's the real question. Is this a temporary pain or a deeper structural problem in the condo market? I'm going to walk you through real numbers, mortgage payment, condo fees, rent averages, resale values, so you can clearly see what a typical Kitchener condo owner is dealing with right now. And at the end, I will also show you that what today's condo buyer are thinking because that shift in the mindset is changing everything. Now, if you own a condo or thinking about buying one, you need to understand this before making your next move. Hello everyone, my name is Parth Soni. I'm a realtor based in Ontario. If you're looking to get in touch with me, you can book a one-on-one call with me. The first link in the description. Now, the very first thing, let's understand what is the current scenario right now in condo. So, if you see over here, the current average price as based on the February of 2026, average price of condos is $386,000. And for the past 3 years, you can see based on the graph, it's going slightly down. So in 2024, it was $425,000. 2025, $412,000. That was a 3.2% decrease from 24. And in 2026, it's $386,000. That's roughly 6.4%. So if you see over here, there are 338 homes were sold in whole Waterloo region. That includes Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo, and four townships as well. Now, out of them, condos were 48. So, 42. So, 42 condos were sold in the month of February of 2026. And here's the interesting part. If whether you're a seller, buyer, or investor, this is a thing that you need to check on. That is a month of inventory. If you see over here in the middle one, so this is a month of inventory in 2026. We are sitting at 6.4, which is really high as of right now. So it's still considered as a buyer's market. Anything above the number of six, it's considered as a buyer's market. So what it means by this is there are more sellers in the market than there are buyers to buy that condo in the market. And if you see the average as of right now in the whole of Waterloo region, that is at sitting at 2.6. So still it is considered as a sellers to a balanced market. This number, whenever you see a number below 3, it is considered as a seller's market. Between 3 to 6, it's considered as a balanced market. Anything about 6, so this is basically 6 months of inventory. Anything about 6, it's considered as a buyer's market. So in condo, particularly in 2026, we have 6.4 months of inventory. We used to have like 5.7 last year, then 2.8 last year, that is in 2024. So that was the time, like you can see, now more number of sellers out there, and that's why the price is coming on a negative side. Now let's take a look at this one when the condo market peaked. So back in April of 2022, that was the peak of the condo market in Waterloo region. Prices were in a range of $598,000. That's the average price. And now, based on the current market data, the prices are $418,000 in the month of February. And again, that's these are the average price for whole Waterloo region. So there's a whopping difference of 180,000, yeah, roughly $180,000 with the people who purchased at the peak versus the current market value. Now let's take an example of an investor who bought it at peak. So let's say if someone bought it at April or February of 2022, they bought it at a peak price. The purchase price was roughly around. I did the check on my realtor portal and was roughly about $590,000 for one bedroom condo. For two bedroom, it was close to $700,000. So $590,000 as an investor, you need to put down $118,000. That's a 20% of it. So the loan amount comes at $472,000. Now at that point of time, back in 21 and 2022 initial years, initial months, the interest rate were close to 2%. Many people are getting less than 2%, but for investor, I have considered 2%. That's what many people are getting at that time. So based on that number, the monthly mortgage comes at roughly $2,000. Condo fees $400, property tax $250, and if you see all those numbers, the monthly carrying cost of that particular condo, based on the peak price, comes at $2,800. Now, many investors who bought it at peak are facing this challenge, that is renewal in their mortgage. Many of them got it at 2% right now. Most of the mortgages are renewal in approximately to 4 to 4.5%, depending on the profile. To carry the same condo after the renewal in the mortgage happens. That is very steep for many investors. And because of the price point, not many are able to sell at the loss, or if they have to take the hit, it would be almost 100 to $150,000 as we have seen. And when the selling cost and everything involved, it's close to 160 to $180,000 based on the current market scenario. Now let's answer the real question: why all of this is happening? Because this is not just a price correction; this is a total demand reset, and there are six major factors or forces which is causing this shift. The very first one in this one is the market demand has changed significantly. Back in 21 and 2022, demand was emotional. People weren't buying based on the math. They were buying based on the fear, basically FOMO, fear of missing out. And also fear of being priced out forever. And there was also fear, like if they don't end up buying today, they will never able to afford real estate. But today, buyers are calm, they are analytical, they are negotiating, the urgency is gone. And when you don't see urgency, and when the urgency disappears, basically the prices soften or it comes down. The second factor is the interest rate. Now, this changed the equation, which we had just talked about. Back in 2021, money was cheap, borrowing power was massive for many people out there. A buyer could qualify for significantly more with a 1.5 to 2% interest rate. And today, even though rates have come down from the peak, but still it's dramatically higher than the pandemic level as of right now. So what does this means? Because of the rate, it means that the lower affordability for the actual buyers who want to buy, and because of this, there is a smaller buyer pool. They're still waiting for rates to come down and things like that. And we also have tighter qualification rules for investors in place. And what happens when the borrowing power shrinks? Prices follows that, and it's basically simple. But the prices come. The third thing in this one, that the psychology has broken, and this is the most important one, which not many people are talking about now. People no longer believe that the property once you buy it appreciate or doubles every 5 years. In 2021, everyone thought like real estate only goes up. Buy now, you can refinance it later, just get into the market, all those kind of stuff. But today, buyers are asking some real questions. Like recently, some of the buyers asked me, like, what is the rental cap on this one in case in the future if they decides to uh, get a bigger house and just rent out this one? What could be the cash flow on this one? What are the risks in this one if they get condo versus a freehold property? So there is a shift in psychology shift, which is very massive, and people are asking this kind of question, which is really, really. And right now, real estate is 50% math, but 50% confidence as well. And confidence is very low as of right. And that's my main goal through this YouTube video, through this channel, is to provide you folks with a clarity so you have a better confidence with your decision. If you like this kind of video, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. The other factor in this one is the new inventory. So if you have a property, so you will be competing with the new inventory. Builders are giving huge incentives as of right now, and government is also supporting that with good amount of incentives coming from there. And many times, if you're getting new at the same price, then buyers will naturally gravitate towards that kind of product, and that put pressure on the resale. The other shift which I am personally noticing is like work from home versus back to office as of right now. So many buyers during the pandemic came to me, reach out to me to get something in Waterloo Cambridge area. Right now, many of them have a hybrid job, so they have to be in office 3 to 4 times a week, and it's not feasible anymore as of right now. So they are still, some of the clients are still moving back in Toronto core downtown because of all this back to office demand. And if you're someone who's still planning to buy a condo, anyways, here are the top 5 condos that you can. And the other factor is purpose built rental. Many builders are coming up with this kind of product, so you are naturally competing with that as well. Even though that's a totally different segment in the rental space, but what happens with that is, let's say if something is coming at a very cheap, then buyers might delay their decision of buying a condo, and they will wait for 1 or 2 years more and rent it out rather than buying something. Other factor is immigration and student. Now, demand isn't linear in this one. Yes, we have a strong immigration in Canada. Still, in the Waterloo region, good student district. Not all immigration converts to buying a condo or buying something immediately. And we have seen the fluctuation in the student demand as of right now, like how much it drops. So those are the factors also affecting the condo market, and it will also have a significant impact in the coming future as well. So here's the bottom line. Krishna condos are not crashing, they are just normalizing, which is happening with most of the market. The people who bought it at 21 and 2022, or between 21 and 2023, they are not bad investors. They just bought at a very different economic environment with cheap money, emotional demand, aggressive growth during that time. And today it's a very different game. We have a higher carrying cost, we have a smarter buyer, more inventory, more negotiation power, and the market like this, strategy beats emotion. Now, if you own a condo right now, you only have three smart options: to sell it strategically, not to react on the pricing and things like that, what is happening in the market, and have a clear long term hold plan. Or you can reposition that asset to improve the cash. But doing something without understanding your number, that's the real risk. And if you are a buyer watching this might quietly be one of the best negotiating windows that you have ever seen in the US. The key is knowing what to buy and what to avoid in the current market. Now, if you want me to run the real numbers on a specific condo in Kishno, Waterloo, rental potential, resale value, holding cost, or anything like that, that can help you to make a decision or have a better decision and a better idea, you can book a call with me. No pressure, just data. Because in this market, clarity is power. And people who understand this kind of cycles are the one who win the next. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next.